Welcome to the Great American Collectibles Show, seen Wednesdays on the Sports Collectors Daily Facebook page and the Great American Collectibles Facebook page. You can also listen to us on iHeartRadio, Pandora, and Spotify. The Great American Collectibles Show is brought to you by the National Sports Collectors Convention and Sports Collectors Daily. Tonight's headlines are brought to you by Sports Collectors Daily. For all your hobby news, features, and more, go to sportscollectorsdaily.com. And now your host, Tom Zappola, and Red Sox Hall of Famer, Rico Petrocelli.
Mr. P, how are you?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Rico, what's with the long sleeve shirt under the short sleeve
Freezing.
shirt?
What
It's like 80 degrees in
No,
here.
it's not. It's 60 degrees out.
But
And
inside,
I got a jacket on, too.
You know, Joe Tomasulo from Goldin Auctions, welcome, number one. We have some special guests here that we are going to introduce, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's 80 degrees.
Oh, get out.
And he was going to wear his jacket,
Is
Joe.
it cold in here or what? Are you chilly?
Chrissy, is it cold in here?
See?
I mean, I'm comfortable.
Thank you. Me too.
She's wearing long
Oh,
sleeves.
yeah. You
I
got
have
a
shorts
sweater
on.
on. Well, you got a sweater on.
I have shorts on.
I know.
I
It's
have a
crazy.
sweater on.
So you're going to introduce our
Yes, welcome to the
beautiful
Great
guests?
American Collectibles Show. Tom Zapp and my paisan, Red Sox Hall of Famer, Rico Petrocelli, Joe Tomasulo, our dear friend, another paisan from Goldin Auctions is on with us. But this is a special show because we have Joe in, but today we have an announcement we're making. These two young ladies, this is Jackie Walker, Executive President of Lucy's Love Bus, and Rebecca Curry, a two-time cancer survivor. And a little later on, Steph Moran is going to be joining us. We are, the Great American Collectibles Show is officially partnering with Lucy's Love Bus, which is a 501c3 charitable organization that works with children with cancer. And all of you guys know what, for whatever reason, for the last several years, the Great American Collectibles Show has always, we used to partner with the Jimmy Fund, and we try to help children with cancer. I think a lot of it has to do, as many of you know, my daughter having cancer at one point. Rico has been touched by cancer with his family, and for a long time was the Jimmy Fund.
Yeah, I was worked for the Jimmy Fund, but cancer is bad, as we all know. But there's something, cancer in children,
Right.
little ones. When I was with the Jimmy Fund, my first month, 7 kids and their families were in the Jimmy Fund location. And by December, this was November, by December, and this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
We lost 6 or 7.
Well, I'll tell you, right.
Now they've come a long way, but still not there. But this organization is a great organization. We're really happy.
And
I'm happy
I
to
couldn't
be
agree.
involved.
And we're going to talk to them. And Joe, I know cancer has touched you. Cancer has touched everybody.
Yeah,
Right,
just
Joe?
about families.
Yeah, my brother, when he was 26, had cancer. So, been there.
Right. You know, and you mentioned something, and I'm just using my daughter as an example. The Jimmy Day Parade, the Jimmy Fund Parade in Newburyport was huge. And Mike Andrews was at the time was the executive director.
Right.
And my daughter, Nikki, was with 2 other girls in that open convertible. Those 2 other girls have been gone for 25 years.
Yeah, see,
You know,
yeah.
so, but as Rico said, the advances today, off the wall, fantastic.
They've done a lot. They've done a lot.
So, Joe, before we get into gold, and we're going to kind of mix it up today, let's talk to both Jackie and Rebecca. Rebecca, tell us your story, if you can.
Absolutely. So, starting with, I've lived a blessed life. I came from a great family, but I'm also a 2-time child cancer survivor. Starting when I was 10, I found a lump on my neck in my salivary and parotid gland. And it wasn't until I was 12 that I actually had it removed, where my mom pushed for me to be seen by a specialist. So and by that time it had grown so large that it was intertwined with all my facial nerves. So when they took it out, they left some positive surgical margins. And I ended up having, when I was 12, I had a salivary and parotid cancer. And so I went to school every day. At 10 a.m., I would leave and I would go to Dana-Farber and Brigham and Women's. I would have radiation treatment every day for 50 days. And then I would go back to school, finish the day, and continue on with my day. Never missed a beat, never took time off from school, and I would just keep going, largely because of hope capacity through Lucy's Love Bus. And then I had cancer again. A few years later, when I was 15, I found another tumor on my neck, and I had that removed, as well as parts of my neck muscle, 30 lymph nodes, and so yeah, that's my story. I've had two cancer twice, a beautiful family, and a lot of love surrounding me.
God bless you.
That's
Jackie,
important.
so tell us about Rebecca and Lucy's Love Bus, and tell us in general about Lucy's Love Bus.
Yeah, sure. So Lucy's Love Bus, we are a nonprofit that provides free integrative therapies and holistic support to children with cancer, and now also their siblings and parents. And so, what we have found is that, like Rebecca said, with the hope capacity, having some sort of modalities that can help complement traditional medical treatment, offering some relief from pain, from anxiety, and giving kids a choice in what they want to use their money for really makes a difference in their overall wellness and their overall outlook when they're going through cancer treatment and also after. So integrative therapies can be more traditional, like massage, acupuncture, yoga, Reiki, therapeutic horseback riding, but we also pay for things that really help and don't hurt is sort of our motto. So we pay for a lot of gymnastics, swim lessons, things that really help kids be kids, that a lot of times these families don't have the extra financial capacity to pay for during treatment. And so we help kids who are going through cancer treatment, while they're really in the thick of it. But what we have heard from families is that once they're done with chemo or radiation, once they ring that bell, once their hair grows back, once they're sort of quote unquote done with cancer, a lot of times the support goes away and they are put back into this world where it's a total new normal for them. So we continue to offer them support even after they're quote unquote done with cancer.
Before we get to Joe, Rico asked a question at the very beginning, before we went on the air, about what percentage goes to the actual charity of donations.
Yeah, so Lucy's Love Bus, we write grants in particular to fund our overhead costs, and we do that specifically so that individuals that donate the highest percentage as possible. Right now it's about 97% goes directly towards supporting the families through the different integrative therapies, through supplies. If a child is in isolation and they can't see a therapist for different reasons, we will send them, a ukulele so they can do virtual ukulele lessons with somebody, that sort of thing. So we are very much working towards that 100% for for individual donations to go towards supporting families. And that being said, anybody that donates is able to earmark, is able to restrict their money and say, we want this to go 100% towards that.
Mr. Tomasulo, right out of the gate, we're gonna put in May. They have a big fundraiser, and I know you guys, Kenny and even JP, all those guys have always stepped up to the plate with donations. And again, we're going to be partnering with them, and sometime in May, we're going to do a gala event and auction. Rico and I with this fabulous organization, so we're going to have some fun with it. Let's get to Joe.
And Joe, wait a minute.
Actually, Tom, I wanted to throw out, Jackie, I think that 97% number is incredible. I was always floored, and I have a soft spot for Tunnels for Tower.
Yeah.
That, you see those commercials, they ask for $11 a month. And I think Spills, I think they're 95%. Goes directly to the family. So that 97% number is just flabbergasting. That's amazing.
And Joe, all we want from you is a Wagner, a
That's
Mano,
right. I think
and
that
a
would be
Babe
nice.
Ruth,
The man, see, that's why this is my partner, and I'm proud of that.
That's
he has
all.
the guts to ask you. Can you get your hands on a T206 Wagner for us, donated?
That's weird.
Not donated?
Yeah.
Tom, you have a better chance in Beantown of making a late run and getting in the fight.
All right, we're chatting with
We
Joe.
tried.
I know. Joe Tomasulo of Goldin Auctions. You guys have a blockbuster auction that's going to start in a couple of weeks. And, there's one item, Joe, that I really There's one item that I want to talk about that I saw like your preview, and it is it's a Type 1 photo of Babe Ruth, and I'm kind of impressed with it. It's encapsulated Brown Brothers photo with the Willard chocolate. It was like the set, the picture that started the set. Can you tell us about it?
Right. Let me just get past the nepotism part.
All right, hold on. All right.
Wait.
For disclosure purposes, that's my picture that I put in the auction.
My God.
No, it's regardless of whose piece it is, it's an amazing photo.
It really is a nice piece.
I've only seen 2 Type 1 Willard chocolate photos, and the other one had foxing, oxidation on it, serious creasing. It wasn't pretty, and it sold for over $26,000.
All right, so let's do
This
do
one
what
is
you can do.
superior. Yeah, I mean, the value of this one should fall in the 30 to 40K.
I would be happy, as would my wife. So I just want you to know that. All kidding aside, though, you also have. You have a Christy Mathewson cabinet, man. That is one cool piece.
Okay, great selection, Tom. So the first card, the inaugural card of Christy Mathewson, was released by the Sporting Life Company, the periodical company, January 31st, 1903. That actually predated Mathewson's Bryce Williams card by about 4 or 5 months. This is unquestionably the true first card ever issued of the great Hall of Fame pitcher, Christy Mathewson.
So what kind of money are we talking there, Joe, eventually? I mean, what's that going to... what are you going to get for something like that?
Here comes nepotism again, because I own a PSA 4 in my safe. There's only 5 of them known. I own one of the 5. But this is the highest graded. This is an SGC 5. It's beautiful. It should go in this market $400,000 to $500,000.
Imagine that. Rico.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
What are your thoughts, Rick?
Well, my knees are knocking. 300,000, 400,000. Well, Christy Mathewson is one of the all-time
But
greats.
Tom, you brought up the T206 Wagner.
I did.
As a possible donation.
I did.
And
Yeah, Rico did.
you did.
Don't blame
Sorry,
me.
Rico. But our lot number 1 is a more amazing card than that T206 Wagner.
Don't tell me. That is I know what that card is. Hold on. It's the Tip Top Wagner.
The tip top is lot number 6, I think.
All right, I didn't know.
Okay?
All right,
No, this is Wagner's first card. More important, it's his first card, only card, wearing a Louisville Colonel's uniform.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that before Wagner went over to Pittsburgh in 1900, he played 3 years for the National League's Louisville Colonels. He was the toast of the town. He was magnificent, star hitter, batting, in the 350s, give or take. And one of the Louisville, Kentucky cigar makers, a guy named Henry Recchius, came out with a trade card with Wagner's half-bust picture, colonel's hat, uniform, promoting his cigar business with Wagner's image. While we don't know the definitive year of the release, what we do know for a fact, it's one of, if not the earliest Wagner card, and he's wearing a colonel's uniform.
Wow.
There's only 3 known. One of them's in the Hall of Fame, which will never be touched, and the other one dates back, surfaced like 8 years ago in Washington, Pennsylvania. We don't even know where it is. This is the only one encapsulated by a grading company. It's a PSA 1, and the jury's out. I mean, God only knows what this can go for.
Rick.
Yeah, I want to ask you about 50-50, was it? Some guy, 50 stolen
Here we go.
bases and 50 home runs. The modern card of Ohtani. What the heck has that gone up to?
It's a great question.
Well, there's, guys, these cards are mass produced, but the manufactured rarity, like the 1 of 3s, the 1 of 1s, I mean, those things have gone through the roof. I mean, there's hordes of Ohtani cards that there's thousands of them.
Yeah, but Tom, don't you look for, the perfect card, even though there's thousands out?
Yeah, but Rico, they're made by computers now, so they're all look.
Oh, they're all like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
They're mass produced. But Rico, there were rarities. They were like 1 of 5s,
Right.
1 of 3s,
Yeah,
1 of 1s.
That we've talked about.
Yep.
Signed by Ohtani. I mean, you can't touch those.
Yeah, but
those are going for a fortune.
I have a question, and then we're going to get back to our guest here, too. I have a real problem with some of the stuff that I'm seeing, Joe, and I'm not saying that these two guys did it, but I'm using them as an example. I'm reading about players, manufactured rarities. A guy like Ohtani signs a card and gives it to Judge. Judge has his card, signs it, and gives it to Ohtani, with something that makes them both 1 of 1. I'm reading that a lot of players are doing that today.
Yeah. It definitely increases the value. Tom, the issue is there's so much money involved here, Tom. So I think what it's come down to, what it boils down to is what avenue, what facet can you pursue, angle can you pursue in elevating a card's value? And I think that's what's going on with what you were just talking about.
You're talking about Ohtani signed his card.
Gives it to Judge.
Yeah.
And then Judge signs his and gives it to Ohtani.
So what's the...
They're both only 1 of 1. They're the only...
But Ohtani's on Ohtani's card.
Correct.
Judge is on Judge's card.
Right.
So what's the big deal?
The big deal is if it's earmarked that there's like maybe they sign it to Aaron. It's 1 of 1. It's the only card
Aaron.
that exists.
Now he's adding to Aaron.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They make it a 1 of 1.
I get it. Aaron,
It's
you're
like-
lucky.
Yes.
To Aaron, you're lucky you hit 55, 66
Exactly,
home runs.
exactly.
It's the ballpark right field
Bingo,
is
bingo,
stinking 40 feet away.
Now, girls, I mean, Joe has already indicated that he's willing to donate something come May. And I know that
Play back the tape. I didn't hear that.
Excuse me. And I know for a fact that Mr. Tomasulo has one of the most extensive private collections in the United States. So, Joe, I think it would be a nice gesture on your part to open up your vault at some point in time and have Rico and I pick a card out to donate to these young ladies. What do you think?
If we start with your green card.
Ooh, good. Get him.
We just lost the connection.
I want to ask the girls about Lucy's. This is Lucy's Love Bus. Now, this is the name of the organization. Who's Lucy, and what's the Love Bus all about?
Oh, that's something? Great point, because they did a commercial, but you didn't tell us about that. Tell us. Let her tell us. Who's Lucy?
Whichever.
Jack, you want to start, and I'll fill in the gaps.
We got about 2 minutes.
Okay, sure. So Lucy is the founder of Lucy's Love Bus, and she went through treatment for the adult form of leukemia for about 4 years. And she was living in Amesbury, Massachusetts, which is where Lucy's Love Bus is still headquartered today.
Her name was Lucy Hogan?
Lucy Grogan.
Grogan. Okay.
And she, thanks to the support of her community, who donated a lot of money to support her family, was able to receive integrative therapies. Acupuncture was one of the only things that helped her nausea when she was going through chemotherapy, therapeutic horseback riding, sort of whatever she wanted that would help her feel better as she was going through treatment. And she asked her mom, why aren't my friends doing the same sort of therapies? Why aren't they participating if it's some of the only things that make me feel better? Yeah. And her mom explained that it's because it was only because of the community of Amesbury that they were able to pay for it, because this was 2006. Integrative therapies were not covered by insurance. Many are still not covered to most of the extent they should be today. And so Lucy said, when I'm done with cancer, I want to make sure that all of the kids like me who have cancer right now, kids that a cure for cancer is going to come too late, that we get the relief that we need, they get the relief they need, as soon as possible. And so she founded Lucy's Love Bus. She unfortunately passed away 6 months later, but Lucy and her mom created Lucy's Love Bus, and Lucy named it Lucy's Love Bus because the mission, the idea, the dream was to deliver comfort and quality of life.
So,
And you actually have a bus.
and you have a bus.
Yeah, so there is a love bus. It's sort of our mascot. It was donated maybe 12 years ago, and it's a 1969, straight from Germany, VW. Actually, it's a transport van, painted like a monarch butterfly, sitting in my driveway right now.
We've got to. You and I have to go to the town of Amesbury, and we have to find a place in town for that bus.
Yeah, you do.
I'm serious. I'm dead serious. We really do. I think that's.
So it's displayed.
Exactly. I think that's really important. All right, listen. We're going to take a quick break. Joe T is in. Joe, you look good today. You look rested.
I am rested. I did the Philly show this weekend, Tom, and I got a lead on a Wagner.
Ooh.
That could be fresh to the hobby.
There you go. All right, we're going to take a quick break.
Fresh.
Jackie's going to be leaving us for the next segment, and Steph Moran is going to be joining us. We'll talk to Stephanie. Rico's here, unfortunately, for the whole show.
Sorry.
And we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, the highlight, Joe,
Here he goes.
of the Great American Collectibles Show,
Joe, he wants that card real bad. You know that.
a Gax blast from the past. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Since 1996, Brian Drent and the staff at Denver's Mile High Card Company have led the charge in the collectibles hobby. Mile High is a full-service dealer specializing in buying and selling cards and offers a competitive consignment program for all collectors. Whether it be their computerized want list service, appraisals, or auction services, Mile High has it all. If you've been searching for a company with a selection of high-grade vintage 1888 to 1970 baseball cards and memorabilia that shares your passion, aim high, mile high. Go to milehighcardco.com or call 303-840-2784 for more information.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
Are you a collector looking for that rare trading card or autograph ball or photo? If so, then PB Collectibles in Newport is the place for you. PB Collectibles has graded cards, raw cards, complete sets, and wax boxes of the stars of the future, today, and from the past. We also offer a large selection of both vintage and modern cards. So whether you're looking to add to your collection or sell it, visit us at PB Collectibles, 269 Spring Street in Newport, located across from St. Mary's Church. We are your neighborhood card shop and much more.
This is Brian Drent, president of Mile High Card Company. Is your sports card and memorabilia collection properly insured? For easily replaced personal property, homeowners insurance is all most people need. But for prized possessions that you may have spent a lifetime collecting, it doesn't go nearly far enough. Collectables Insurance Services has been insuring for over 50 years. They offer a full range of protection and a $0 deductible at an affordable rate with no appraisals required. I know because they insure my collection. If you have a minute, go to collectinsure.com and learn more about insuring.
How How would you like to own the bat that was used by your favorite player when he hit that towering home run or game-winning base hit? Well, look no further than JT Sports, specializing in the sale and authentication of professional game-used bats. As the official authenticators of professional model game-used bats for PSA DNA, JT Sports will guarantee the authenticity of any bat purchased from them. JT Sports also buys and sells game-worn uniforms, gloves, and baseball equipment. The unique quality of the collectible is what JT Sports is all about. Give them a call at 609-487-8003 or check them out at GameUseBats.com.
Okay, we are back, and Petrocelli is late again. All right, before we do our Gax Blast, Joe T is in the house with us from Goldin Auctions.
Yes.
I'd like to introduce Steph. Do they call you Steph or Stephanie?
Steph.
Steph Moran from, she's the Director of Development for Lucy's Love Bus. We're going to talk with Stephanie in a few seconds. But right now, the highlight. I repeat, the highlight of this show. It's called Another Gax Blast from the Past, Joe, that I created and I pick every week. And I work very closely with my producer to put together a really nice segment that takes about 3 minutes of thought. This one is called Rico is in the Middle of It Again. Now, I want you ladies to pay attention. This was, and Joe, you remember this, this was the famous brawl between the Yankees and the Red Sox, where Bill Lee was in the middle of it and dislocated his shoulder. I want you to keep an eye on Petrocelli, ladies, because he's got no hat on, doesn't throw a punch, and all he's doing is walking around.
Well, I'm trying to stop the thing.
Let's show.
In the opposite field and a base hit. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw.
Watch
and
this.
Let's see. He holds on to it.
Here we go.
And they fight.
Boom. There's Petrocelli. Boom. Rico gets knocked over.
Of course.
His hat is gone. Number 6 is Rico.
There's Dwight.
Yeah.
24. Now, see, that's Lee on the ground of somebody.
Where are you now? In the middle of this?
Yeah. Yeah, see, now it's calmed down. Bill Lee, where is he?
He's still on the ground. There he is.
No, wait. See, there he, yeah. See him? No, I didn't see him.
Bill Lee is hurt.
Yeah.
Carlton Fisk. Jimmy Rice. There's Rico.
No,
that's
Lee.
not Rico. That's right.
That's Lee. Now watch. Lee is Lee.
There's Yaz.
Yeah. Now he comes back, see? He says something to Nettles.
Craig Nettles.
See him? Right there. Boom.
There they go. Yeah.
There we go. That was a good one.
That was a good brawl. That was like a major league brawl.
Yeah, see? And I tried to stop it.
Mickey Rivers is the guy that's trying to hit everybody with a sucker punch. He's not getting anything. He just
There's Rico.
6.
There's Rico in the middle of it. You threw a punch?
No. That was like, come on, boys.
And Rico is going berserk now.
See?
There's Elson now. He's just,
Again here at Yankee Stadium.
there's Ellie. See, he says, we're too old for this. Lee's hurt. Boy, look how happy the fans were. Oh, we're home.
Joe, you're Yankee. No, you weren't.
Oh.
Joe, your Yankee fans.
I can't even see it.
Yeah, you'll see it tomorrow night, but your Yankee fans are actually booing our ball player who has a dislocated shoulder as they're walking him off of the. That is terrible for Yankee fans to do.
Unsportsmanship-like.
Really, it's unbelievable. I'm appalled.
Remember when Pedro threw Don Zimmer to the ground?
No, I don't, to be honest with you.
Oh, that one slipped your memory.
All right, listen. Steph Moran, Director of Development. Stephanie, how are you?
Good.
Amesbury girl.
Amesbury girl, yep.
Beautiful town. Beautiful
Yeah.
town. Amesbury is now becoming the capital of breweries.
It
There's
is.
like a zillion breweries.
Really,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
We have an event coming up at Mill 77 Brewing.
Very nice.
On October 3rd.
So tell us what your role is. You have a couple of things.
Yeah, so I'm the Director of Development, so I do everything under the umbrella of getting the foundation money or the organization money. So writing grants and talking to donors, hosting events, helping to plan the events, manage them. So there's some great ways to support Lucy's Love Bus, no matter where you're listening from.
And by the way,
Good point. That's what I was going to say. It doesn't
Chrissy's
matter.
posting the website address right on. You can see it, but you can't click on it. But you in the what do they call that? Show notes.
Yeah, in the notes below.
In the notes
comment
below,
section.
you can just click and go right to Lucy's Love Bus to make a donation. If you can, I don't care if it's $10, $5, $100.
And like Steph said, it doesn't matter because we have a lot of listeners out of New England,
All over the country.
all over the country, right? And so this is whatever. This helps everybody.
It does.
This program, not only the local kids, but it goes back into the area that you're in, and the ideas, a lot of the great ideas that
Absolutely,
they have, and we're all fighting to
the
find a
same
cure
cause.
for cancer.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Steph.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry,
Yeah.
too.
So one of the most effective ways that you can support our work is to become a monthly donor. Sustaining donors really help us because we know we can expect it a month to month, and we call our monthly donor program the butterfly effect because under the idea that one small donation each month, doesn't matter, like you were saying, how much you can give, but one small monthly donation can make a huge difference in the lives
I
of
mean, it can be
children.
$10.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And so that
In
can make a
Rico's
huge
case, could be
difference.
$400 or $500 a month.
Exactly. Yeah, Rico.
That's my Social Security amount. Go ahead. No.
Yeah, and then if you're an employee at a local, meaning New England business, or you're a business owner in New England, we have a lot of exciting ways to get involved with Love Bus on the corporate level. You can become an annual corporate donor. You can become an event sponsor at the event you were talking about.
Joe, that's where we're going to hit gold.
Yeah, you can
An
become
event sponsor.
Joe, I just want to thank you ahead of time for your donation.
Joe, you're going to have to put the arm on Kenny. And by the way, if you put the arm on Kenny, tell him that we will be more than happy to chat about the Collectibles King every week on Netflix. How's that?
Extortion.
Yeah, so you can become an event sponsor. That is called the Butterfly Benefit. We host it each May. This will be our third annual event this coming May. 2025, it's going to be on May 8th, and we hold it at Riverwalk Brewery in Newburyport.
Great
brewery.
And Rico, you and I, when we come, we'll be tan. We'll be all tan when we get back.
Coming back from Florida, right?
Well, I don't know. I don't go out much. No.
Stephanie, I actually have a question for you.
Hey, all right.
What you guys do, very similar to what St. Jude's does, right?
A little bit different. I'm not sure exactly what you're referencing with St. Jude's, but with St. Jude's, I feel like they're a little bit more medical and research based, and we cover kind of the other side of that, which is the complementary therapies that can go alongside the traditional medical treatment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
So the
most
things-
the hospitals that treat the kids and others don't have. What I say they don't have.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is great because we let them know so they can.
And so, yeah,
put
we
some
were
of the kids
established
towards-
in 2006, and we started with our healing rooms, which our healing room program is the in-hospital bedside integrative therapies.
Right,
and once
yeah.
we started those, the idea was for these hospitals to kind of take them over. And some have, like Barbara Bush in Maine took over theirs. We originally were there, but they went and now they're doing integrative therapies there. And some not all hospitals.
Joe, you got that,
don't do
right?
it, but
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah.
you got that name, right, Joe?
Yeah, I got that name.
All right. That's important, Joe. Keep that in the back of your mind.
We need more organizations like this.
I
We
know,
really
we do.
do.
yeah.
And I'm going to ask this question in front of someone that is sitting at the end of this table. So do you guys ever take the kids to Red Sox games?
We haven't had the opportunity to take them to Red Sox games. We've taken them to.
I went to a Bruins.
You went to a Bruins game?
Yeah, but you
We've
haven't
done
been to a
Bruins.
Red Sox
We haven't done the
game,
Red
you know?
Sox. We
I haven't either.
We love to take our families to events.
You know,
We have a
maybe
New
we
England
can do
Revolutions game coming up on Saturday. So, yeah, the next one would be be a Red
to
Sox
Sarah.
game.
I'll talk to Sarah.
Yeah, maybe
see if
Sarah
she
can
has
do
it.
something for us.
Yeah.
Tom, how about one better? Take them to a real stadium, Yankee stadium. Get them to go to a Yankee game.
Yeah,
Tom,
$1,250 bucks a
27.
seat.
27.
You know, Joe, with all due respect, and I love you like a brother, but with all due respect, you and Steve Lane and John Tobby and Joe Marino, you guys are all living in the past. You have not won anything in 20 years. So let's be honest.
15.
15, okay. 15 years. Just keep that in the back of your mind. While, on the other hand, the Red Sox have won 4 that I know of. Just want to bring that to your attention.
You haven't won 4 in 15 years.
No, we've won 4 since 2004 total, right?
Okay. All right.
I just wanna
You know, you're changing the scale a little as you usually do.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Steph.
No, that's okay.
All right, so,
yeah.
and by the way, if you can make a donation, again, $10, $5, $1, we don't care. Anything
Every
helps.
dollar
Everything
counts.
helps.
And go to the website to do that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Again, you can see the website address, but you have to go to our show notes and click on the link, and you'll go right to Lucy's Love Bus. Learn about the organization. We are so. Can Rico and I now are the official spokesman for Lucy's Love Bus, right?
Yes.
Right.
Depends on what we speak about. But this, I got a beautiful brochure. Also, I don't know if you could
Joe,
see it.
I've got a non-auction question for you, and you've got to enlighten myself and Mr. Petroselli regarding Garrett Cole's wimping out when he pitched to Rafael Devers. How can you be throwing it? He was throwing a no-hitter besides, wasn't he?
No, it was a 1-1 game.
Okay, it's a 1-1 game. There's
Top of the 4th, 1 out, nobody on.
nobody on base.
Now, if there was a man on second base, open base, I get all that. So what Garrett Cole basically did, and Tom Seaver and Bob Gibson are rolling over in their graves as we speak. Well, Nolan Ryan's not in his grave yet. God forgive me. But what he basically said, without saying it, is, "I'm afraid of you.
Rico.
I'm afraid to pitch to you." You're talking about the reigning Cy Young Award winner, who was basically saying, "Take a base. I'm afraid to pitch to you." To me, it's one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen in Major League Baseball.
Rico, what are your thoughts?
I disagree with that. I think it's a smart move. The guy beats him a number of times. When we had meetings, when the teams would come in, we'd say, don't let so-and-so beat you. Put him on. Killebrew, Big Frank, and Mantle, of course. But that's... Whether it works out, sometimes it wouldn't work out.
But I don't think you guys ever did it if there was nobody on base.
Rico, I've never seen, and I'll put you on the spot.
Certainly.
You're going to tell me when you played in the 60s, and I'm talking about a great pitcher.
70s.
When you played in the 60s and 70s.
Thank you.
You're going to tell me you saw a Jeff Lomborg or a... See, I go right back to your team, Rico.
Jim Lomborg.
Jeff, yeah. No, that's all right. Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Nolan Ryan, Seaver, Gibson, Carlton, Hunter. Can you tell me you ever saw those guys intentionally pass a hitter in the middle of a game with nobody on base?
No. I can
There
vouch
is
for
no-
that.
All right. So, yeah. So that's...
I mean,
so
that's-
wait, who told...
Listen,
who told...
if
Wait a minute.
these
Did the
two
man...
lovely young women weren't with us right now, I would be using a
That's
little
so...
more
Well, who
stern
told... Did the
vocabulary.
manager tell him to do
Yeah,
that?
that's
or
a
did
good
he do it
question.
himself?
I never... Was that the manager's thing? Or was
Yeah,
it...
but Tom, well, that would make sense because Boone's a flat-out idiot. So I could see Boone doing something like that.
Yeah, I get your point.
But-
I get your point.
But here's the point.
Hey,
If you're Bob Gibson or Tom Seaver or Garrett Cole or Clayton Kershaw,
Yeah.
you're not going to come back at the manager and say, you cannot put me in that spot.
Yeah. But...
It's embarrassing, Rico.
Well, not to me. I mean, to him, it shouldn't be. I just say, don't let a guy beat you that has beaten you, and sometimes no matter what the situation. But anyway, what he
There's other ways of doing it.
Yeah, you're right.
You could pitch around
him. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But
yes.
to blatantly walk him intentionally.
Yeah.
Oh my
Stephanie,
God.
what do you think?
I think it's. I think it was the manager.
Rico, I'm a pitching coach. I can't help myself.
No, that's all right. That's good. That's what sports is about. And
Joe T is in the house from Goldin Auctions, and Steph and Rebecca are in the house. Did you go to Amesbury High School too?
What high school?
What high school did you
North
go?
Reading.
Oh, North Reading.
Yes.
That's right. You're a North Reading girl.
Yes.
So she lived near where you used to live.
Yeah,
And you
right.
lived in the high rent district in Linfield.
No, there wasn't. There was. I didn't. I lived in the garage. We lived in Linfield, and North Reading was the big,
rivalry.
Yeah, big.
I went to Austin Prep in Reading.
Okay, great.
But I didn't get.
Well, sorry about that.
You know, I got into. I don't know if you know this, and I'm opening up to the world here. I got into
Tom, write
Austin
this
Prep from 8th grade on academic probation. They told me if you have to cut it your first semester or you're out.
And you did?
I did.
He cut it. Cheated, right? No, but that's all right. So,
I'm sorry, Steph. So a few more tidbits here.
Sure. So some other great ways to get involved are upcoming events if you're local to the North Shore. And even if you're not really, we're going to have our next event is called the Rolex Raffle and Mixer. So every year we have this amazing donor, Virtue Jewelers, Erdem, is the owner of that store. It's out of Newburyport, and he donates something amazing each year for us to raffle off. So this year he's going above and beyond and is letting us raffle off a Rolex Submariner watch.
Wow, very cool.
And a $15,000 watch.
Very cool.
Yes,
That's
and so
nice.
you can buy raffle tickets online.
The man on the camera up there, he's got plenty of money. Plenty of money right there.
Joe, you could win a Rolex if you'd like.
He's got one.
Stephanie,
Yes.
Stephanie, Mr. Tom has a hidden stash. He never speaks
Tom
about
is
it.
already a monthly donor
I'm a
with
monthly
us.
donor.
He signed
Hey,
up.
listen, we got Joe has to leave. Joe has another engagement, so we're going to take a quick break. Joseph,
he's going to a Yankee game,
yeah,
right?
he's going to a Yankee game. Joe, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
And,
great
seriously,
to have
thanks.
you on, man.
You know, we thought you would be a perfect guest.
Stephanie and Rebecca, best of luck to your organization.
Thank you,
It's
Joe.
amazing.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Joe.
All right,
Thanks, Joe.
All right, we're
God
going to
bless you.
Thank you, Joe. We're going to take a quick break. We come back on deck with Rico, and then we're going to chat with these young ladies.
I got a question for Rebecca.
Yeah, when we come back, not now.
All right, of course. Jeez.
Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
Pristine Auction is a family-owned and operated online auction specializing in autographed memorabilia, sports cards, coins, art, and collectibles. Since their founding in 2010, they've grown to 2 facilities in Phoenix, Arizona, totaling over 60,000 square feet. Jared Cavalier and an incredible staff of over 150 team members serve a very large customer base and enjoy every minute of it. By working with leading authentication companies, Pristine ensures all items are 100% authentic. In addition, third-party authenticators regularly travel to Pristine Auction to provide authentication services on site. Pristine Auction strives to operate its business in a way that's honoring to God, their families, and their customers. With a strong focus on speed, quality, and premier customer service, their mission is to be the leading online auction for every level of collector and fan. Pristine also works for Hope Sports and Identity Hoops International, traveling to Mexico to build houses for the less fortunate. Pristine Auction offers several online auction formats with thousands of auctions ending each day. For more information, go to pristineauction.com. That's Pristine Auction, the best in the business.
If you're a discerning collector interested in owning the most important pieces in the hobby, look no further than Leland's Auctions. The original sports auction and appraisal house, Leland's was established in 1985 by legendary Pioneer founder Joshua Leland Evans. And today, President Mike Hefner carries on their tradition. From the Tom Brady card and memorabilia collection to the famed Boston Garden auction to high-end card auctions from every major sport, Leland's has always maintained the highest standards. Go to Lelands.com and get your bid in. That's Leland's, the hobby's leading sports auction house for 4 decades.
It's often been said that championships are won on the practice field, and world records come only to those willing to work harder than everybody else. Heritage Auctions is the world's largest collectibles auctioneer because we believe that becoming the best is only an invitation to the challenge of remaining the best. This requires the skills of the hobby's top experts, capable of identifying and maximizing value for our consigners. It requires the most visited website in the industry, courting a global audience of collectors over 1.5 million strong. It requires a dedicated press department that expands our global reach far beyond the entrenched hobby marketplace. It's hard work, but a simple premise. Present the finest collectibles to the largest population of potential buyers, and world records will come. We invite all listeners to put the unmatched power of Heritage Auctions to work for you. Auction evaluations are always free, and our commission-based fee structure ensures that our interests are always aligned. The highest possible price for your collectibles. There will always be new world records to chase, so let's chase them together. Visit our website at ha.com and request your no-obligation review today.
Hi, this is Dan from Memory Lane Auctions, here to remind you that the renowned Memory Lane Collectibles Company has served as a beacon of light to the collecting community for the past several decades. Indeed, folks, it has been our utmost privilege and pleasure to provide the most enthusiastic collectors with an abundance of the finest sports cards and memorabilia for America's most coveted sports personalities via our world-class auctions. Whether you choose either a private sale transaction or the auction route, Memory Lane cordially invites you to reach out to us to maximize the value of your prized possessions. Also, it is not just sales that we pride ourselves on being the best of the rest, because if you are seeking a particular keepsake for your esteemed gathering, we will be relentless in our quest to find that special piece to fulfill your collecting dreams. So no time to wait. Reach out to us today for the purposes of capitalizing on our unparalleled marketing capabilities. Simply pick up the phone and dial 877-606-5263. That's 877-606-LANE, or find us on the World Wide Web at www.memorylaneinc.com. Now is the time for your valued consignment to ultimately become another one of Memory Lane's record-setting prices.
Hey, I'm Mike Petroselli. If your company is looking for the best in marketing and promotional items, you'll hit a home run with Petroselli Marketing. With over 8,000 suppliers and 650,000 imprint-ready items, we can get your company the visibility it needs to get your maximum exposure. Whether it be office promotions, wearables, automotive, sports items, and everything in between, Petroselli Marketing can do it all. Our design staff will even work with you from concept to delivery and customize your products. At Petroselli Marketing Group, we will get your brand in front of your audience. Contact us at info@petrosellimkt.com or call us at 603-880-3202. That's Petroselli Marketing, where no dream is impossible.
Yeah, go to Petroselli Marketing, MKT.com. They have the all the products. You could see the company, what it's like, and give the kid a break, will you?
You know, with all due respect, girls, they do pens, right? Now this is a Memory Lane pen.
That's right.
One of our other sponsors. Do you think I've ever had a Petroselli Marketing pen in my hand? No, never. Never.
Well, when you're nice to me, then we'll get you one.
I mean, one pen is all I've asked for a year. Can you help me out?
I'm going to get you one.
All right. All right, listen, why don't you tell our friends about, this is a couple of more days. Our good buddy Al Christofoli has the Love of the Game auctions going on. Fire it, Rico.
You want to? Oh.
No, I'm going to add to it.
Oh, our pal Al Christofoli and his staff at Love of the Games auction are in the last few days of the biggest auction in their history, featuring 2,100 lots of spectacular vintage cards, memorabilia, and Type 1 photos. This is a very special auction. And we're not talking about just baseball. You can bid on some great football, basketball, and boxing cards, and even some pop art items. An M101 1960 Jim Thorpe card, a signed 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle card, and tons of items featuring Babe Ruth, Roberto Clemente, Jackie Robinson, Mickey Mantle are also featured. The auction ends this Saturday night, so get your bids in by going to loveofthegameauctions.com.
Now, I want to add to that because I got an email.
Okay.
He also has a 1950 Bowman Yogi Berra SGC9. It's the only SGC9, and there are no 10s. Last night, or the night before last, in the REA auction, a PSA 9 sold for $33,000. Okay?
That's nice.
Which is the most it's ever sold for. Al's got another one. Right now, it's a steal. If you go on their auction site, that card is a steal. It's not at a really high number. I may bid on that.
You know, notice that he presents the mostly Yankee cards. Not mostly, but
Al, if you're listening,
Al's
Rico's saying that, not me.
Well, no, he's a Yankee fan. Of course,
I know he is a big Yankee fan.
He's great.
All right, listen. One other thing, our good friend Charlie at JRR Cards. If you want to have an absolute blast at obtaining some great modern and vintage cards, you got to go check out JRI Cards. Our paisan, Charlie the Iron Ripper Perino, along with Money Marco, the Dollar Girls, and the JRI gang, give you he kills me.
I
with
love that too.
Give you the chance to participate in opening a graded, unopened, and sealed fresh wax. Or you can open up a cello pack, your favorite sport or non-sport card. It's easy. You buy in. Charlie opens the pack. Featured in the LA Times, ESPN, and USA Radio, JRI Cards is the hottest, what do you call that, pack opening show?
Yeah.
Pack opening show on the internet.
That's exciting.
It's fun, it's entertaining, and enjoyable with his collection of those hats, sound effects. It's all about Charlie and JRI Cards. Go to jricards.com, jricards.com, and it's lucy'slovebuzz.org. I don't want to get confused here. Go to jricards.com and bid and buy in because he's got some great stuff. All right, listen, we have a few minutes left, and we have some other reads to do, but let's talk about, you have the event in May, you have this other event coming up in November. So on the November jewelry thing, people have to be there to bid?
No, so you can actually buy your raffle tickets online now. So if you go to our website homepage, there will be a spotlight right there that will take you to the raffle.
So if you want to bid on or buy a raffle ticket for the Rolex watch, you can go right online?
Yep. And so as long as we sell 200 tickets, the drawing will be at a special mixer that is free entry at Virtue Jewelers on November 7th. And so we will also have raffle tickets for sale there as well. But as long as you are a legal U.S. resident above the age of 18, you can buy a raffle ticket online.
By the way, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
By the way, we didn't do we're not doing an on deck with Rico today because we don't have time, to be honest with you. But don't forget REA Auctions, Brian Dwyer, and the great staff at REA. They are the ones that sponsor On Deck with Rico. You can go to reauctions.com and get your bids in. They have bids, auctions just about every week. Rico?
Well, I want to ask Rebecca my last question for her about you're a two-time survivor. What do you do? What do you tell people that maybe their children or even them, adults have cancer, gone through the chemo and whatever else? What's the most important thing? Is it, a good attitude, faith, etc.? What do you think?
It's a great question. And my answer really isn't for the kids because they're really tougher than any of us here right now, much tougher. And a lot goes to, I think it's applicable to anyone, is really around love, faith, and joy. How can you today, every single one of us, experience joy today? No matter if you're going through cancer, your child is going through cancer, work setback, how can you experience joy today? Because a small light on earth is very big in heaven. And the other part is the mind, is how can you reframe that way of looking at things? So when I look at my experience, and it's my own single experience, is I think of it as very blessed. I had an incredible family. Even while you have cancer, you can still be healthy. So you can be healthy with cancer. You can have family, community. So really around reframing the brain. And it's much harder. It's about 1,000 times harder for a parent than it is for the child because they experience it much more than you do to their core. And so they're doing great. So just how can you surround the children with love and really continue to help them think of it as, they're working, they have this incredible gift. They're special. They have a purpose. I always looked at it as this special experience that I had, even if it was painful. And so really is around reframing the brain. And then how can you experience joy today? Even with cancer, you're still healthy with cancer.
Well said.
Yeah.
Rebecca, do you go to school, or what are you doing these days? Or are you unemployed? Because if you want to work for ATS Communications, we can find something for you.
I graduated college a year early. I actually previously sat on the council of MIT and Harvard's AI graduate course and spun out my previous company in healthcare out of there in the fertility space. And now I'm actually running a Gen AI consulting firm.
Are you really?
Yeah, yeah.
He needs consulting.
Psychiatric consulting.
Out of where, may I ask?
So we are out of Boston and Chicago.
Good for you.
Nice.
That is awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's what I love to hear. You just overcome everything, and it is what it is. We have a couple of minutes left. Reek.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, which one do you want to do?
I got a live read for Great American Collectibles Show, celebrating the 20-year anniversary of the Long Island National, October 2004 to October 2024.
Jimmy and Brian, good guys.
Yeah, JP Sports and Rock Solid, Promotions is pleased to present the Fall Classic Hofstra Sports Card Show to Long Island National. Saturday, October 26th and Sunday, October 27th, held at Hofstra University, David S. Mack Sports Complex, 245 Hofstra Northern Boulevard. Yeah, Hempstead, New York, 11549. Shop over 400 of your favorite hobby dealer tables on over 40,000 square feet of the sports collectibles paradise of vintage and modern-day sports cards and memorabilia. Major auction houses and third-party grading companies will be on site to assist you with your collecting and authentication needs. The Fall Classic is family-friendly, and all kids 12 and under get in for free. Must be accompanied by a parent or guardian. Whoo, man. Autographed guests to include Joe Klecko, Tony Armas, Tony Perez, Andrew Jones, George Foster, Pierre Turgeon, Omar Vizquel, Devin White, Otis Nixon, and many more. Go to NewYorkShows.org for tickets and more information about the Fall Classic at the Hofstra Mack Center on Long Island, New York. That's NYShows.org.
I'll tell you what, woo! Brian and Jimmy, along with Joe Drellick, they run the National. They've done a great job.
Fabulous.
There is one more I want to talk about, and that's our other friend, Joe Drellick and CSA. CSA Shows is proud to present the Chantilly Show being held on October 18th to the 20th. Held at the Dulles Expo Center in Chantilly, Virginia, just minutes from the Dulles International Airport. Celebrating 28 years at the same location. There's going to be over 450 dealer tables exhibiting on over 125,000 square feet of space with both vintage cards and memorabilia as well as modern-day sports treasures. You're not going to have to look very far for that special bat ball or autograph. Major auction houses and third-party grading companies will be on site to assist you with your collecting and authentication needs. Some of your favorite superstars, Rico, are going to be Brett Favre, Jerome Bettis, Pete Rose, Oscar Robinson, Karl Malone, Alan Trammell, and many more. Over 40 guests in total. For more information, go to the ChantillyShowCSA.com. where you can find all of your sports collectibles treasures. Interestingly enough, Brett Favre's going to be there. And I was just reading this morning that he was just diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that's, All right, listen, we have about 2 minutes left. Number one, please, we're reaching out to you guys. We're going to start running commercials next week for Lucy's Love Bus. Feel free to click on the link below. Make a contribution. We're not asking you to break the bank. If you got $5, $10, $100,
of course.
in like Enrico's 10 or 20,000, that would be very, very helpful. We're going to be talking about the event in May as we get closer to it. There was something else. Oh, we got to find a location for that bus.
All right.
Yeah.
I am committed to finding a location. I have a couple of places. I have a couple of friends in Amesbury.
Yeah.
I may be,
Amesbury, by the way, for those
Beautiful
of you
town.
it really is a really nice
it's
town.
kind of it's a coastal town, not quite on the coast, a few miles in, but it's one of the best kept secrets in the state.
Yeah.
It's a
Very
town
nice.
that has it's vibrant. It has restaurants, bistros, breweries.
And he's been to every one
It's
of
got a
them.
CVS. That's all I care about. It's got a CVS.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
With that being said, thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
girls, thank
Becca,
you. Thank you.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And
I wish you the
same thing,
best,
Steph.
too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeff.
And to our viewers and listeners, we love you guys. Thank you so much for the support.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say because every week it gets better and better. And with that being said, happy collecting.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.